becoming the network marketing professional. And I want you all to learn how to do that, because once you learn this industry, it's like when you tell a child not to walk across the street, explain to them why. Because if you don't explain to them why, they're eventually going to ignore you and do it. But if you explain to them they're going to get hit by a car, potentially, if they don't look both ways and understand the reasoning behind what they do, it could be tragic. And so what I want you to always do, and when I train, I make a statement, I go, why? Like, always ask why. Like these little ones right up here. Jessica's little girls, hi guys, welcome. Learning at a young age, I love that. Here's the thing. They ask why all the time, don't they? Kids ask why all the time, and you should be asking why. Why do we share a product? Why? Because we want to build, if you're doing it for the purpose of making money, you want to build a network of committed consumers. So how we approach this, legitimately, guys, oh, I don't have my stuff. Oh, wait. I want to go back on. It was up, sorry. Is by understanding the industry. And the industry in a franchise is about mastering the art of simplicity. Anybody seen the movie The Founder?
Yeah.
So if you're on my team, I literally teach this movie as a learning example of what it means to build a franchise. And when someone tried to duplicate his franchise model and didn't use the model, went out, and he was actually in Phoenix, Arizona, they tried to duplicate it, and all of a sudden it wasn't working. Why? Because they started adding all these other things in. They thought, well, I have this captive audience, I can just sell them anything. And that's what happens when people go, oh, listen, hey, I'm gonna have my jewelry people over. Why don't you bring your skincare company over, and why don't you bring your nutrition, and we'll all just sell them product. You've missed the entire point of what it is that we're doing here. The same thing with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is not network marketing, guys. Huh?
Come on.
All right. All right, Patty's telling me go for it.
Yes.
I might get going.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Affiliate marketing is they're utilizing you to build their brand because they're selling a product and they're not building a business. And one day, they say they're going to let you build all this, but you don't even know your customers. You're not creating any relationship. You're shooting out these little links to people, and they're making 10% or 20% off, but you're not building any relationship. And what is this? It's a relationship business. And we're teaching people how to become committed consumers, so collectively together, we can all get a piece of this very big pie. How many people want that?
Yes.
Okay, guys, so you need to learn how to master the art of simplicity. Before you do that, there's one thing you have to do first, and that is you have to have clarity. Clarity of your why, right? Clarity of your why physically and clarity of your why financially, because those are the two things that we do here. When I tell you guys I don't build through the products, please understand that does not mean I don't love these products. They have changed my life physically. I will be a customer for the rest of my life regardless if I built this business. But they're not the reason why I'm building the business. I'm building the business because we've got the financial model right. And I am a network marketing expert. I understand this industry, and they are the heroes. And so you have to buy into that first and foremost, and you have to understand what was. And that's why it took so much time talking about my past, so that I could make you understand, you could buy in with me what we went through. Patty and I and Murray and Herb went through all that. It was heartbreaking. We built these great businesses and networks and saw it fall apart. It falls apart not because of us, but because the financial model wasn't for everybody. So when we talk about this business, keyword here is business, what part do you want to do? Do you want to be the person, when talking about the founder, flipping the hamburger in the store? Do you want to own the franchise, or do you want to be the franchisor? You get to decide. And there's steps along the way. Flipping the hamburger is you being able to find out, first and foremost, what you want personally out of this. So the most important thing for me is to find out what they want physically, let them identify that too, and then help them find a way to do that. The new video from the company, everybody watch that? It's 11 minutes long.
Yes.
I was part of getting that with the company. We used an infomercial marketing model. Guys, press play. Don't be the information, share the information, press play. The only thing you're going to do is share your story. That's it. Why? Because it's duplicatable that way. It's part of our system. If you're going to have to make this so difficult and you talk for an hour to somebody, what are they saying to themselves? I have to do that too. And if they're working a full-time career, they can't. They don't have enough time in the day to do what you're doing. You have to keep it simple. Press play. The second part of this is finding out what somebody wants. When they tell me I want to replace my income, what is that to you? Is it $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, $500 a week, whatever it is, and then I work backwards. I find out what that number is, and then I know because our company shows us what a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star is, and they tell us what you have to be able to make that money, and I go, great, you know what you need to do to get there? You need to become an executive. And we have the road tracks to do the map to do it with, right? We've learned that this weekend. We have a video that they talk about with Kathy Coover, the roadmap to success. Press play. Let her teach it for you. Just learn it yourself, but let her teach it. You don't teach it because it's duplicatable that way. But I have them put a date on. Why? Because having a goal without a date is a dream. You need to turn that dream into a destination that you can actually get to. Right? You need to know where you're going. You need to know how to get there. So this page is the most important page for me. And then the next one is this one. Everybody has to write out their list. 100 names. And I don't want them just to print them out. I want them to write it out. I want to be a physical expression of you writing down every person. And then I want you to identify the top 10. Who are the top 10 people you want to share these products that you know if they put the products in their body, they get a result. Not the people who need it the most necessarily. It's the people who would want it the most. Why? Because it's not our job to convince people that they need this. Everybody needs it. It's our job to find the people that want it. And so now you're going to look, who are the 10 top people that you know, that you think if they saw this, if they just saw this, they would get it. Now I don't know if it's the right time in their life, or if they're open to it, but they'd understand it, right? That's not our job. Open and right time in their life is on them. I missed out when I said no to Kathy Coover. I missed out when I said no to Patty and then gave her a product away to somebody else. I'm very sorry. I really feel bad about that, too. If I had known, I would have just said don't send it. Because the reason being is I have 2 autoimmune diseases. One of them deals with my gut, and the other one deals with energy. And I already tried several others that were similar, and I wasn't open to trying something different. And so she just wanted me to look at something, because she felt that if I said, do you remember you sent me these emails with all this information? And I'm like, oh, wow. A lot of information, but it was product. And you guys understand, I'm a product person. I own 2 product companies. But I own product companies because it's a business. Okay? Not because I just wanted to use the product and share these great products with people. I created these companies so I could create an income for my family. They were great products, but I did it for a business. And so identifying your business people and identifying your product people, we need both. The difference in network marketing is you have a lot of people doing a little instead of a few people doing a lot, which is what so many people are doing right now. During the product phase, I've seen more and more people have 100 and 200 customers. Like, that's a business that you're attached to. It's like me owning my own cosmetic company. I had hundreds of customers. It's a full-time job. What you want to do is have 10 people who have 20. You'll have the same 200 people. But you're leveraged. And we can all manage 20 customers, right? Not 200, 300, 400. That's a traditional business. And so what I do with this page is I go, tell me your top 5, then top 3. And I'm honing in on what people's perception is of their top product people and their top business people. And in the discussion, I'm helping them identify, no, that's just your mom, because she'll say yes. Or that's just, are these people just going to say yes because you asked them to? You're opening up a business. You've just invested, let's just say for the sake of this, $250,000 to open this business. Who are you calling to be your business partner? Is it your mom? If it is, Chelsea, I'm here. I'm a good business person. You want me on your team, right? If I'm open. And that's the difference. We don't know if they're going to be, is it the right time of life? If they tell me they just started their own business, I'm like, it's probably not the right time of life. Let's get them on the product first. Okay? Who do they know? Who do they know? Who do they know? When people say I don't know anybody, I'm like, okay, you're not my person. Because you know everybody. And the fact that you have that belief that you don't know anybody, the first thing I say is, well, are you married? Did you have a wedding? Where's your wedding list? Most people have at least 100, 200 people on that wedding list. And each one of those people know thousands of people.
Right on.
One person can become 1,000 people if you learn how to build a network, which is what we're going to teach.
Yay.
This probably is the most critical in what I was referring to last night about knowing your audience. So, with the convergence of trends that are taking place right now, where our company is at that exact sweet spot, where they are about to go from 1 billion to 2 billion. Our company CEO told us we're going to go from 1 billion to 2 billion in the next 3 to 4 years. Do you understand what that means? It's vertical growth again, people. And so what happens? How are we going to do that? Are we going to do it by selling more product? No. You can do part of it, but you can't have vertical growth just by selling product. We're going to do international expansion? Yes. What else are we going to do? Kathy Cooper said it at Celebration. We're going to tap into another 10% of the intentional entrepreneur. The person that you could say, if someone just asked me, Spanky just asked me, what do you say to somebody about the business? I'm like, are you open to a financial opportunity? Got it, guys. And then we will be doing press play. We are working on a business opportunity video for the company that will be a press play.
Yeah.
And it will tell the story for you. And you don't want to tell the story, you want to say press play because why?
Duplicate.
Thank you. Here's the thing. We talked about these convergent trends in our company at their sweet spot where they're about to go through vertical growth. There are other companies out there, guys, but they are not where Isogenics is right now. They're either too early, which means what? It's not a sure thing. They don't have their momentum. You can't force feed the compensation plan and think it's going to be there forever. It'll fall apart. And that's what they're doing when they say, hey, we have this huge financial opportunity. We're 3 months old. No, you have to be a product first. Evolve into a company where you're going to be able to sustain this. When we go through this growth, we know that you can get our products to us on time, that you're going to show up, that you're not going to close this company or flip this company, so when we have our children's children, that the money will be there for them. It's critical you understand how important this is. If it's a 35, 45-year-old company, it's too late to capitalize on this convergent trend that's about to become a tsunami. And it's going to become a tsunami because we have this incredible army of professional network marketers that are going to take this message to the world over the next 3 to 4 years. And we're going to go in vertical growth again, and you're going to see not 300 millionaires, not 600 millionaires, but 1,000 plus more millionaires created. Why? Because the first ones were accidental entrepreneurs. These guys are intentional entrepreneurs. They're coming in with the purpose of building a business. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Okay, that said, there's still going to be room for the person who wants to do the home party, who wants to be the nutritional coach, who likes that personal attention with the person. You just have to understand, if you want to duplicate that, it's going to take longer, it's going to take a lot more effort and time, and you might miss it. So if you want to do it that way, at least still teach the committed consumer model, where everybody could understand if we all at least had one shake in the morning and an e-shot in the afternoon, it's 125 BV a month. Duplicate it and explain to people why it's so important that they do that and show the numbers exponentially how it grows. And oh my gosh, we make 6% of that. And show that to people through a bottom-up model. And why do you think we're mostly a woman company? Because we built through the product. And about 3 years ago, the company came up with the sip and sample, and I mentioned last night, I almost cried because I thought that's when we were going to do the financial opportunity. And they went, oh, let's have parties. And I'm like, I'm not knocking the parties, guys. But there is a bigger audience out there than just the women who want to get home with their babies. Yeah. You have millennials that want career choices, and they want to travel with this. And you have boomers who have to put children through college. They have to find a way to retire themselves and have a life and an income that they can retire with revenue. They need an exit strategy or a plan B if something comes up in their lives, and these guys want a career option that doesn't sit them behind a desk, that allows them to travel. And that's a much broader audience, isn't it? If I'm being prospected into this industry again, it wasn't solely because of the product. It was one of 5 categories: company, product, trends, timing, and compensation plan, guys. You have to have, as Herbie says, every time a perfect 10 in every category. People have 1 or 2, but never a 10 in all 5. And when you have that, and you have a company that's on a precipice of new growth again, your audience gets bigger, and the men are coming. Yes. They are coming in. Will you men stand for me, all of you? And the professionals are coming. How many people are professionals in this that own their own business, right? Someone who has a career out there, pretty significant. Stand, please. All you professionals that have a career specific. You here to make money? Yes. Awesome. Question for the men. How many of you are okay with running your own sip and sample? Usually they'll show up with their wife is running it, right? Yeah. But they'll get somebody on their team to do it, right? I'm not knocking it. Please know that. I'm not knocking it. I just want you to understand that you're not going to get the man who wants to do a sip and sample, or the professional who doesn't have the time because they're running a full-time career and they're coming home to their babies at home and they want to be able to leverage this. And what do? They want to say, listen, I've got a financial opportunity that I am so excited about. Do you have 15 minutes to watch a video?
Thanks.
Press play.
Yeah.
Amen.
Let the video do your talking for you. Okay. Here's the thing, guys. Know your audience. And be okay with it. I have people on my team that love doing the sip and samples. And here's the only thing I say to them. If that's your audience, then stay doing it. If it's not, then consider shifting. Because people are watching you. And if you're all over Facebook posting about shakes and it's all about just weight loss, and mine was never a weight loss journey, it was a health and wellness journey for me. And so, the same with Jessica. And so we have a lot of people with autoimmune disease in our company, in our teams, because we have that. And so we duplicated what people needed. I have to offer the solution. Our products are amazing. But I never talk about our products without a financial opportunity attached to it. Mm-hmm. So I say this. These products are so incredible. And they are going through such growth because of the results are so amazing that there's a massive financial opportunity now to get in front of this trend. Are you interested? Do you want to know more? I'm looking for the no, so I don't have to waste my time with them. True. Maurice used to say, drive me nuts. I've been doing these check closes 2 seconds into a conversation. Because I'm like, let me know if I'm wasting my time, because I got plenty of people I can talk to. And that's your attitude. Because there are people out there that want what we want. People are not buying what you do, or what you say. They're buying why. You say, this is Simon Sinek, guys. This is as simple as it gets. Everyone see the golden circle? If you haven't, watch it and duplicate that in your network, that every single person that comes into this company and this industry should watch that video. It teaches this brilliantly. What's the most important part is your why. What's your why? It's your story. Get your story down. Everybody's stories matter. If you don't have a financial story, borrow mine. Borrow somebody else's on your team. I had to borrow Herb and Patty's until I had one. And when my first time around, I had to borrow the woman that brought me in. Or at least my upline, it was the guy that brought me in. But the reality is that there are other people's stories. Share theirs. If someone's talking about weight loss and had this massive weight loss, I'm not telling them my story. I'm telling somebody else's story. Oh my God, you gotta watch this video. Oh my God, my girlfriend. Oh my God, I have all, your tool belt is your story. So you not just want your story, you want everyone else's story. What are the stories about? Connecting people, so people find common interests. That's what it's for. The stories are what people are buying. And then you need to learn your system. It's a franchise. If you don't have a system, it's going to fall apart. Our company's put together this brilliant system. Use it. So we use a baseball time, and why? Because I learned a long time ago, people do not remember what you say as much as if you tell a story that goes around it. Anybody got water for me? Very dry. So a story that goes around it, they'll remember a story so much faster, right? So here's the thing. Thank you, Tammy. The baseball diamond. Anybody seen this before?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. The very first thing you're doing is connecting. iSunlife.com. Just take a look. And what you're going to do is you're going to queue it up on your phone, the video that you want to send them, and you're going to send them the one video. Don't send them the whole thing at first. The first touch should be so easy. Just send you this quick video. Okay, but that's a push campaign. A pull campaign is asking someone to go to a website. I'm going to send something to you first. And then you're going to have them take a look. If you're sending them the product first, you're missing out. Because when you talk about the business, you get both. Okay? You can't do the business without the products. Validate. 3-way calls, Zooms, 3-way text messaging. You know what else is really great that we do on our team is we have 2 Facebook pages. One is for product and one is for business. Load them up with your personal testimonies from your team. And then add your prospects. Listen, I'm going to add you to a Facebook group. No one's going to contact you. It's your ability to watch something. A bunch of testimonies are in there. Keep adding people. Don't load it up with product information, all that. Testimonies, testimonies. And then at the head of the testimony, say what it is. Weight loss, energy, health, athlete, right? On the other one with the business, say what they do for a living. And then tag your person underneath the 30-second video. Usually they're about a minute, but don't make them 3-4 minute long. People are not watching them. 1 minute maximum. And let people see and have common ground, right? That's so easy. It's non-intrusive just to add them to a Facebook group and tag people. And then what you're going to do third, roll. Your next step is, that's the line I say to every single person. What'd you think of the products? I loved them. If they didn't like them, what do you think of the opportunity? What do you think of what I just sent you? I'll answer some questions. But the close for me is, your next step is to try the product. Listen to my voice. I'm not going, your next step is to try the product. I'm excited. Your next step is to try these products. They're amazing. Put them in your body. Because everyone's going to say to me, I have to try the product before I do the business. I'm like, clearly. It is a product-based business. But we're professional network marketers, so we are not nutritional coaches unless you choose to be. What we are is professional network marketers who build networks of consumers who have a vested interest in staying with this product for life. Because why? They pay us. I don't continue to use a shampoo from a company that I was with 25 years ago because I love it. I'm sure I would have found something better by now. I do it because they pay me to do it. Enough to put my son through private Catholic school. I'm like, thank you. 25 years later, paid off my daughter's school loan, college loan, $250,000 school loan that she didn't have to get saddled with, and it didn't have to hurt our family financially because it's something I built between the age of 27 and 34, and I'm still getting paid today. That is network marketing, guys.
Yeah.
That is the long game that we're all playing for. And then you close, isogenicsbusiness.com, or if you have your own team website and you have a training system, send them to that. BeSetFree.com, right? Guys, it has to be that simple. 1, 2, 3, kick the ball. That's our training system over and over and over again. If you break down this model, if you go out and try to do something different, if you go and say, well, you know what? I could do this, and we could do, and I want to get creative, and I want to say to you, why? Right now, what's happening right now is we are gearing up for the biggest growth that this company will have ever seen in the history. And Herb and Patty, you guys can attest to this. It's not like these windows of growth are going to happen over and over and over again, especially in the United States. You can only become a household name once in the life of the company. Go from obscurity to being a household name. And it's because of that growth that we get to ride it. The fact that we're going to have 2 waves, not just one, is because this company is that fabulous. It's because we have proven and we have earned the right to be a financial opportunity, and the 5th solution is the best product we have right now. Period, bar none. Learn your model. And then you have what's called the funnel effect. You have a funnel. You decide how you're putting people in that funnel. Are they going to be mostly product people or mostly business people? Are they going to be a combination of both, which is what they should be? You put the people in the funnel. You run the bases. You load those bases. Who's on first? Who's on second? How many people do you have on first? How many people do you have on second? Right? And then what happens is they all become a customer, but because unless you showed them the model, those customers will come and go. Or they could be a committed customer because we taught them the financial model, and they will never stop ordering, not because they just love the product, but because we are the customer and the business builder, one in the same. That's the long game, guys, and that's what network marketing is all about. When I show the money, just from a high-level point, I want people to understand that we're a traditional business with a caveat. So all of the front end of our compensation plan is linear. They put $40 million into the front end of our compensation plan for product introductory bonuses, for rank advancement bonuses, and for our pools. There is some really big money, as Jessica likes to say, get paid now, and then we get paid later. The later is once you build the network. When Herb says U plus 2, 10, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He told me to do it. I'm like, why? He goes, just listen to me, Susan. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And the minute I got it, I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. What you're doing is creating personal momentum when you build one leg at a time on your team. You're creating personal momentum where people get excited. And you're going to drive this line down, you're going to drive it back up. And I'll talk to you in a minute on that. The lifestyle income. This is the part that's not traditional. Because what happens in traditional? Build up a territory and then they go, thank you very much. They take it away from you and they tell you, go build another one. You don't have an asset. Our company says, build your territory, and oh, by the way, you get to keep it for life. That's the lifestyle. 50% of the business volume goes back out and pays to the field. That's why it's so important that you choose the pack that you bring people in with. If you bring people in with one pack, there's a 30-day, you have to bring twice as many people in than if you brought somebody in with the value pack. Why? Because the BV is half the volume. The BV is what we all participate in, and the linear income is what we personally do ourselves. You have to do both. You cannot get the back end until you build the front end. It's just how it works, guys. I wanted to show this because what Herb was teaching yesterday is mimicking of a re-entry position, and this is what sets us apart from every other company in the world. There is no limits. Companies believe that they had to break off how many levels you get paid on. That's how they had to do it, but there's another way. They let you build as many business centers as you want. And if you build those business centers, what happens is you can earn up to $700,000 in cycles, 250 cycles per business center. It's $54 a cycle. It's $704,000 a year just on cycles. Woo! So what happened? You can see the cicadas right here, right? They built their first business center, and then when they came in, so this might have made you a little happier because when you came in, when I finally said yes, you got to start a new re-entry with me. And they put me at the very top of this brand new center. Do you think I was excited about that? I'm on the top of their focus light. When people get scared about being on top of someone's focus light, I'm like, you're crazy. Herb and Patty committed to me that they would build this. I said, build this with me until I'm a 5-star. I had no idea. I just said to him, until we blow out your leg. Because a 5-star on his inside leg means he's an A-star, she's an A-star. I didn't know, but I know now. And that's what I'm working on my re-entry. And so, now do you have another 2 more? One more above you on the re-entry, or 2?
So, oh, come on.
So you have 3 re-entries.
Yeah.
Total?
4 total positions.
Well, 5 now.
You know what? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's power player perfection right there. When they speak, you should listen. That's my advice. This is what I teach my team. You can duplicate anything. I choose to duplicate a minimum of a value pack or an ultimate pack. And I don't think we're fully there yet for the ultimate pack because we're still dragging people to understand the difference between a 30-day and a value and how it's important to land at least on your value pack. And this is why. Because what happens is as you duplicate a value pack, it actually is only $85 to the brand new person. So this is what I show them. You duplicate a value pack. I said, you don't need to understand it all. You just need to know that it's only $85 when you share it with 2 people. Is that okay with you? And your business volume that's going through your network is twice as much. So instead of 150 or 180 that's going through for your 30-day or going through for your pay setter, is that what they call it now? I don't use it. So pay setter, premium, sorry. It's 320. So it's like you'd have to sign up 2 people to get the same volume. You'd have to work twice as hard. Who wants to do that? If you're a business person and you're explaining this to a business person, they're not going to argue the numbers. It's factually just gets you so excited when you can start extrapolating this out. And what happens is you double the BV going through your network, so now everybody gets to be happy about it. It's not just about your income, it's about our income collectively together. What happens when you duplicate an ultimate pack? It's only $300-something, $341 when you duplicate it. But guess what? You're putting in $640 every single time you bring somebody in. So now you have to bring in 2 value packs for 1 ultimate. Some people are going to get this who are the business people, and most of the time it's the men. I will be honest with you because they're like, just show me the money. Okay? Just that's like Herb's one presenting it. You are doubling your BV. When you start to embrace what we're teaching you here, you would do whatever you could to educate people the same way. And then what happens? The company says you have to be an executive in order to build this business and maximize your compensation plan. Simon Sinek says, if you want to direct the behavior of people in an organization, you tell them a target and offer them an incentive. Our company is brilliant. They know exactly that. They say, we're going to pay you really well to become an executive because we know it takes time to build the back end of the business, and if we want you to stay and keep building, we have to pay you really well in linear income to show up in your own life. So what do? We teach people to become executives. Chelsea spoke about it. We create consultants. That's what we do for a living. We do instant consultants. I tell people all the time, let's become an instant consultant. Who do you know? Your first 2 people, and get your money back right away and start your business. You're going to open up your business right away. And now we're going to duplicate this model. This is the most important paper you should be showing anybody on your team. Fill out this piece of paper, duplicate it, minimum a value pack. It's worth $6,500 to you. Do it in a timely fashion, and you're going to hit all the bonuses. And once you still have another $6,000 waiting for you in bonuses. But what's the most important, exciting part of this? You have 30 consumers, and you only introduced it to 10 people. You're doing 10,000 in business volume. If you're doing the ultimate pack, just double it. Just double it. You're going to have that much more volume. What do? You drive the dreamer. You're going to look for the dreamers in your business. You're going to be the dreamers. We're all dreamers, right? We all want more than what we currently have. That's why we're here. You're going to look for that dreamer. Where are you going to look for them? Not in just the people you enroll. That would be insane. What I tell people all the time is, what is the perfect relationship that we have between a new person and myself? I tell them, you have all these people I don't know, and I have the expertise. Let's do it together. Let's work together. Let's make it happen. They need to have confidence that they can do it. Look, take my confidence. I can do this for you. Show me the people. Show me the people. Who are the people in your group? Who are the product? Tell me about them. I learn about everybody in my organization. And I drive it and I introduce them to me. And you know what a lot of times I do? It's after they're already signed up. Introduce me. You don't do a 3-way call once and done. You're always introducing people constantly to your downline and to your upline. You drive the line down by finding the people who really want this, and then you drive it back up and motivate all the people above them. Oh my God, I brought in this guy. He's so excited. He's going to build this business. Let's do a call. I want you guys to know this guy. I want him to know that he's got a team of players. We're going to all work together. That is network marketing. There is no I in team. You have to work as one. This is the part that excites me personally the most, because executives build networks, not customers. Guys, customers are fans. Sometimes you might have a super fan, and they share it to a lot of people, but they don't necessarily build the network. They're not teaching other people to do what they do. They're not adding them to your Facebook group. They're not growing their network. They show up, and I love my fans, and I love my customers, and I will never, ever negate any of them, ever. Guilt is not a way to motivate anybody, okay? You're just looking for the person who wants it. So out of that first 10 people you signed up, and then you had 30, you're going to look for 3 people for one team and 3 people for the other who want to duplicate it out of the 30. So you have 15 people on one side and 15 on another. And then you're going to help them become executives. And what happens? Now you have 200 consumers, which is what I referred to in the beginning, and you have 30 BV on each team, accumulating. And now all of a sudden you're going to do it what? Again. And then you're going to do it what? Again. And again. And again. Until when? Until you're where you want to be. And then you're going to make sure that your team knows how to do it, that you're not the expert in your team. I spend all my time teaching other people what I know, so they don't need me. Okay? It's like raising a family. You want to raise your children to be independent and strong and capable, to go off into the world better than you. That's what we want for everybody in our team, what you want for your children. So why wouldn't you want that for? I remember Jessica said to me one time, she blew right by me. I'm just going to tell you right now, that girl. She blew right by me. And I had a personal tragedy in my family. And I had to step out for about 5 months and deal with it. And I was excited for her. And at one point she's like, are you mad? I'm like, do I need to teach you the compensation plan again? Did we miss something? You just secured my future, thank you.
That's good.
This is so important, guys, and I'm going to wrap it up. Be the leader you wish you had on your team. Everybody's like, oh, if I only had her. If I only had her. Our it helps, I'm not gonna lie. It helps if you got people that really want it and are willing to work. That's all you're looking for, people that really have to have it, like Patty said. They had to have this and are willing to work. Key factors. Coachable, are willing to duplicate. That's what the people that came before them have done. And so the point here is, be that person. Elevate yourself, learn your industry. Take a picture of this slide. This is the stuff I recommend to my team. Watch these videos. I tell people use audiobooks all the time because you can multitask, right? Learn your industry that you're in. And the number one thing that we do in this industry is we teach people to do what? To become an entrepreneur. And if I already have an entrepreneur, which is why I love bringing in business people because they already are entrepreneurial, then what happens? I don't have to teach them that part. They know that part. They're already going to show up in their own life. I just have to teach them our industry. Guys, what took us 16 years to do, we're about to do in 3.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm going to leave you with this. It's a famous basketball, I don't know the name of the guy, but he did this quote. Pat Riley? Is that a basketball quote? Yeah, Pat Riley. I just love this quote. I use it all the time. It says, there comes a time in your life where you need to make a stand, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and decide on who it is you are and what it is you believe in. I believe in this company, I believe in this industry, and I believe in every single one of you can have what you want if you're willing to do it. And that time is now. Thank you so much, guys.
Blood, sweat in this city, wrestled multiple matches in this city, shot big movies in this city. But one thing that a lot of people don't know that I want to share with you guys is when I was 22 years old, I came to this city for the first time. I was playing in the Canadian Football League, playing my first pro football game. I was playing for the Calgary Stampeders. We were playing the BC Lions. I was so excited. 2 days later, I got cut. The dream shattered. Sent home with $7 in my pocket. I was like, wait, no, I gotta play in the NFL eventually. Those are my big goals. That's my dream. You realize that playing in the NFL was the best thing that never happened because it got me here. So my point is, look, you're gonna get your ass kicked. We're gonna get the shit kicked out of us. You gotta get up. You gotta have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. So have faith. Just keep that in mind and keep plugging away.
Wow.